everyone. This is Faith Rivera. Welcome to Aloha Rising, where we talk mana, music, magic, and more. So it is February 2026, and I just have to say, I am in the middle of living my little childhood dreams. I am filming my dream dance music video as we speak. I mean, not in this moment, but over these past few weeks and also ahead, it's a new song called Dance Our Way to Heaven on Earth. And my heart is just full and grateful and on fire that I get to share a message that I'm so passionate about, but also that I get to dance and set that part of me free. But I did want to make time to come here and do this show for you. To talk about these crazy times. I'm going to dive right into it. So it's a time where there are multiple wars. There's extreme weather. There's the whole ice thing happening. There's the Epstein files. There's astrological cycles and planetary and celestial cycles that are coming to completion. And I'm talking about thousands upon thousands of years. It's also a time where ancient and indigenous prophecies are being fulfilled. There are protests around the world, and the structures that many of us have built our lives on are falling all around us. That's a lot. Maybe that's why I'm just dancing in a music video. No, I'm kidding. It's all related. This is all so related. So what I want to talk about on this show today is just offer this idea of a reframe of all this shifting and chaos and turbulence that's happening, and just offer the idea that instead of moving through this time as a victim, with the idea that we're a victim and this is happening to us, this is happening to me, what if we can step back? And I'm asking you to step back a lot. Step back to this soul level and be willing to see yourself, see myself as a willing volunteer, born for this very moment, allowing the best of who you are at the craziest of times, allowing the best that you might not even know yet in yourself to shine through. And at first I wanted to say, yes, that transformation is at hand for you and me and our collective. But when I thought about it, transformation, means that we're changing into something that we currently are not. And what I believe to be true in my heart, what I know is that you and I, we are already that thing that we are seeking for. And we've been it all along. But it's just that life, the current way that it's been set up, the way we've been born into it, into these generations, is we've been blind to the fullness of who we are. So this is not a transformation, although that's a great, powerful word. It's not so much a transformation, although the world may look transformed once we get this, but simply we are being called just to be more of who we are. You are being called to be more of who you are. And that's the premise that got me here to this podcast. It's what the producer of our podcast, my beautiful partner and friend, Judy, has said. What our mission is together, this Aloha Rising, is to just be more of who we are. The brilliant, kind, creative, fun, loving, ever evolving light beings that we are. So yeah, I said it, light beings, meaning we are more. We are more than this beautiful, flesh, the blood and bone, this physicality. We're being asked right now to tap into all those parts of us. So February 17th is coming soon, very soon. It's actually my hubby's birthday. But more important to you, it's also going to be an eclipse, the Ring of Fire eclipse, and the Chinese New Year, where we move from the year of the snake, the wood snake, into the year of the fire horse. So today I'm here to encourage you, to convince you, to shake you, to inspire you to shed the old, all that doesn't serve you. Those old thoughts, the old stories, because I know I have them. Um, all those old things, blocks that are keeping us from living a whole and happy life that you so deserve, that our whole world deserves. We're being asked to shed the old skin, just like the snake, right? Just like the snake, and leave all that has been holding us back. So, have you heard of Edward? I'm sorry, not Edward, Edgar. Have you heard of Edgar Cayce? He's been called the sleeping prophet. He was alive from 1877 to 1945. This American mystic who has been, his visions have been some of the most documented, predictions, and that many have come to pass. But he talks about this particular eclipse taking place now in 2026. He says that this eclipse changes everything for those that are aware. He said that on February 17th, this portal opens where the past, present, and future converge. And in that convergence, destiny becomes fluid. What seemed set in stone becomes changeable. What was inevitable becomes optional, meaning the infinite possibilities, personally and collectively, are all at hand here. That this new way of being, a new earth, really is possible. And by the way, did I say that? That's what my song is called, Dance Our Way to Heaven on Earth. Sounds cooler than that. But anyway, and a lot of those words I did quote from a video on YouTube on their channel, Edward Cayce Archives, if you want to look that up. So that has got to be reason enough, right? This convergence happening on this eclipse, that all these possibilities exist, no matter what your life might be looking like, no matter what the world might be looking like. Those possibilities are there. And so, that's why I'm doing this show, to encourage you and me that this is the time to really put that old baggage aside. All those old thoughts, beliefs, habits, stories that have been keeping you from the fullest expression of who you are, we got to ditch that puppy. We probably have many puppies. We have a lot of puppies. I have a lot of puppies. I'll talk for me, okay? So we can shed the skin of that old snake and then jump on your fire horse, because that's what they're saying. The energy of this horse of this year is it's going to speed forward with wherever you're at. And so my vision for you and me is that we get on this horse as free and as clear as we can, and we ride, these passions. We are free to let our heart lead us, to let our heart's desire lead us. Because the potential here to be launched into the future of your deepest longing, it's available to you. I really believe that. For myself, I'll speak about my own journey here, of seeing this, the shedding of the old and then jumping into the new and being launched. These past couple years, I have been in front of my face has been those old doubts and fears from when I was young through my career. And even now I'm really? I've been in my career this long, and being humbled, fears about my voice and how I show up, and questioning, what is mine to do. And yet, through all of that questioning and trying to release my practice practices of self-forgiveness and self-love, aligning myself with my higher power, with my higher self, opening my heart, and just being vulnerable enough, to say like, here's my crap. I want to love it into the light. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I said the word crap because I know that's what it feels like sometimes. And that journey, I think, to releasing the old is not like ditching it and still hating it. It's really loving it into, well, I think of, because, I'm like a unicorn, I think of loving it into like little sparkles and butterflies, like converting that old, whatever it is, resentment and a feeling of chains and being held back, but feeling that surge of freedom, when you're able to finally love it into the light. And let me just say that I don't know that it happens in an instant. I had that happen once on stage when I sang Holy Now with Michael Beckwith asking me to sing it again and again. Aside from that one moment, okay, there may have been another moment. All the other moments has been about practice. And, and then it creeps up on you and you're like, my load is lightened. And in fact, this whole podcast started with this idea anyway of that we are so much more than we think we are. And I think that's where it starts, is loving into the light all those things we thought we were that are limited and misinformed. So yeah, we have to ditch or love, transform those untruths, those lives that we have so willingly told ourselves. And we have to, my husband's in IT. We have to reboot. You guys all know what that means. It's full on like, turn it off, turn it on. We have to reboot so that all that is true, all that is brilliant and beautiful about you and I can fully, be expressed, seen seen in all its vibrancy. Yeah. So I have to say, my fire horse, I feel like, has already been charging ahead. It couldn't wait. And so as I surrendered my ego, those old ideas of who I am, and I talked about this with my episode with Kumulena Ala, that I accepted this invitation in November to Oli, which is a sacred Hawaiian chant, and to be a part of this prophesied gathering that she had, been, this Kumulena Ala Brown was already asking me 10 to 12 years ago to Oli, and I was just running away saying, nope, that's not me. That's not me. But finally, I embraced it, and I don't know, something was freed up in me, when I was willing to, and I was scared, when I was willing to step outside of what my ego thought who I was, because it was just saying like, no, but I'm just this. I don't Oli. I don't, but instead I went, shh. Sometimes the best, okay, sorry, you can't see me if you're just listening. I put my finger to my mouth. Sometimes the best thing you can do is quiet yourself, quiet those thoughts that just pop up, and surrender to what the universe is calling you to do. So in that process, I was able to really embrace the idea that my voice, that I had been so scared about since I was a kid, that my creativity, my presence is here to be this love and to help heal these broken thoughts that we are any less than unfolding perfection. Yeah, that's you. You are unfolding perfection. And through the Oli and through that gathering and through me just being vulnerable, I reclaimed a part of me I didn't even know was there. And I shed a big hunk of fear. And I know you're going to start to see those signs. And so just this past, I think, couple of weeks ago, I did a retreat. I performed music to support Alan Cohen's Course in Miracles retreat. And it was so funny because his beloved Dee, who was helping, at the retreat, called me Esther. Well, Esther is my first name. It's Esther Faith Rivera. And that name, when I was growing up, I felt so awkward with that name. And oh, it just reminded me of that shy, doubting, chunky, in my mind, not so pretty girl. And I carried that even into my career. I mean, that's why I stepped into faith, because I wanted to grow into something else that didn't make me feel so cringy. Well, she called me Esther and it caught my attention, but I was like, okay. And then the next day, or that night when Alan came to introduce me to the group when I was going to sing, he said my name Esther flashed in his mind and he said, "Here's Esther." And I was like, "What? Wait, what?" And this is what was so amazing. Why I know, like I said, you'll get signs when as you start to release these old parts. I lost the cringe. I lost the cringe for that little girl that I held in my heart and mind, that I had like condemned, that I was like ashamed of. I love her. She is badass. Can I say that on my show? Well, she is. Like I just love her. It didn't trigger me anymore. That was so different. And as that weekend unfolded, I had people coming up to me saying like, "Oh my God, you're better than ever. How do you do that? You're so on pitch." And all this stuff that I had, I was dealing with the opposite, like a year before that, just really questioning my skills. And I'm like, "Oh my God." So I see that for you because I know how it felt to just be at peace with those parts of me that I had like condemned. So I want that for you. I want you to have that sense of freedom, that sense of like wholeness and honoring of all of you. So I'm cheering you on. I'm really cheering you on to do the work of mindfulness and self-love because, the outer world, it's going to continue to shake and shake harder and quake and fall apart. And you are meant not only to weather this storm, but to thrive and to be a lighthouse for others. Okay, are you like a sci-fi nerd like me? Like, did you love Matrix and Star Wars and Harry Potter, even like Bruce Almighty? Okay, what's at the heart of that? There are these characters, right? Of Neo, of the Jedi, of Harry, these seemingly unfit heroes of the world, But that's who you are. You are Neo. You are the one. You are that new hope. And for us, it's the same journey as these movies that we've seen played out. It's the life story of Jesus the Christ consciousness. Once we step into who we really are and claiming our true identity, the divinity that is you, that is like game on. It is game on. What does game on mean? It means you can move through these changes with such clarity, with such purpose, with such love, because you know who you are. So what is your superpower to get you there? I think it's one, focus. You choose moment by moment what you let in. And you practice enough so that you can see the hurt and the injustice and you can still keep your center, right? We don't, and I had to learn this. I had to learn not to jump in the boat that's sinking because then you're of no use to anyone. My friend Joshua Inacio said that. He's a healer and a teacher, asking about us going through these hard times. I'm not telling you not to be sad or mad. And then the question becomes, at what point are you still useful? So I hope you get that. So this idea of focus, where, you can still keep your center and then you practice some more. So then maybe your focus becomes, you start looking for the opportunity. You start looking for the gift. You start looking for the love. And when you can't see it out there, my I don't know if this is an aha, but my offer to you is you are. You are the love in that situation. You are the light in that situation. And even if you're not close enough to be of physical help, your consciousness of holding, when they say hold space, I think there's some funny skit. My gang in Solux is talking about, okay, I won't go there. Anyway, there's some funny skit about holding space. But what does holding space mean? It means you are in the vibration of the highest timeline. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. You are holding the highest and best vision for that situation and for the people involved and even for your own consciousness around it. Yeah. So you are useful, as Joshua Ignacio says, and you are in the energy of the solution, or at least open to being able to receive that. Have you heard about this idea of there are two wolves within us, in our minds? And it's this question of who are you going to feed, right? And one wolf is the fear. He's Mr. Fear, and judgment and criticism and blame. And the other wolf is the love, the vision and possibility. And I know sometimes because I remember when I listened to advice like this, it could just go over your head and be like, oh yeah, okay, two wolves, great. Don't feed the fear. But you have to sit with it and listen and then practice when you're in a situation. Because the wolf that you feed is the one that's going to grow. It's the one that's going to steer your ship if you're not conscious. So I think that was all one focus. And this it's just an offshoot of focus, but two, mindfulness. What does that mean? It's the ability to not be reactive, right? Not to just be the snake and repeat the old ways of being, but tap into the whole picture. And I guess you do that by stepping back. Mindfulness means, you take that breath and you step back just to give it some space. And you tune into what is metaphysically true, right? And do you notice what is like amping up during our times right now is that anything and anyone who is not truthful or transparent, who is not in integrity, they are falling away or falling apart. And we're going to see more and more of that. And I would offer to you that instead of, being caught up in the shock or being reactive, judging and criticizing, as things continue to speed up and heat up and people are falling from grace, I'm going to ask you again for that idea of mindfulness, to do what these beautiful monks who have been walking for peace, like what they said, they are asking people to practice this mindfulness, to slow down, to take a moment, to breathe, find your peace, and I'm going to add my words, to cultivate peace on purpose, to choose it. And they said this is your greatest contribution in these shifting times. This is your greatest contribution in these shifting times. So Edward Casey and other seers have said that this time, this year, is where we will see and experience monumental change from the earth herself, right? And she's just simply doing what she needs to, doing her best for her well-being. And also monumental change on societal levels, political, personal, to national, to global, to collective, right? This global upheaval. So how are you and I going to weather this storm? How are you and I going to stay safe? And I have to put a disclaimer, okay, because y'all know I am the grounded unicorn and I love safety, and I want more. I want us to thrive through these times and support others to thrive as well. Well, here is the key. I guess this is another aha. And again, I got it from Edgar Casey Archives. I'm on YouTube. That the ultimate safety zone is your, wait for it, frequency. It's your frequency. It means the vibration that you are vibing at. That's probably not very scientific. Oh, it's your state of being, your consciousness, fear, panic, right? This idea of every man for himself. Those types of vibes or frequency is a magnet, right? For chaos and for danger. Tama Kieves, who I got to meet virtually at Alan Cohen's retreat, she said it this way: fear simply triggers more fear, and love triggers more love. So this ultimate safe zone is activated, I believe, when you are in that space of peace and mindfulness. Edgar Casey in this video had said their safety zone is when you can align with what he says, the law of one. And right, it's this law of oneness with God, oneness with all creation. When you align with the law of one, when you align with compassion, service, inner peace, you become invisible to the storm. Doesn't that sound awesome? You become invisible to the storm. He goes on to say that those in the light will be guided. But that means that we have to be mindful enough, present enough, quiet enough, slowed down enough to receive that guidance. And, I guess I haven't really made this a point, but how do you slow down enough and quiet it? It's practice. It's all those practices that I've been talking about on my other shows and now: breathing, yoga, tai chi, walking in nature, grounding, putting your feet on the grass, in the sand. I think I already said breathing. Swimming, music. And of course, meditation in all its forms. So they say we're in the age of Aquarius, where it's about intuition and, as we already said, vibration, this state of being and frequency. And that is what matters most in these times, even more so than what you're doing, what you're planning, what you're hustling for. And based on your frequency and what you're emitting, like what you really feel, what's at your core, if it's fear or love, your life outpictured is going to mirror that, and it's going to manifest quicker than before, which is why it's so key for that mindfulness. So the old way of surviving was to build walls, but the new way of surviving, and I want to say thriving, is to build your consciousness, again through practice, by quieting, but also then filling your cup, starting to fill your cup with positive, empowering teachings and content and people that make you feel alive and fun things. So I'm asking you, I'm asking myself, I'm asking all of us to move through these times not as a victim that blames and judges and criticizes and tears down. And whether I'm talking about us doing it to another person or doing it to ourselves, for us not to be that victim, but instead step into us being a willing volunteer, saying like, yes, I am here to be the difference. I'm here, just claiming that. I mean, that's why you're here. I'm here to hold the light. I'm here to be the light as old structures fall down. And it's funny, I have in my notes, the most important thing. I feel like I've been saying everything is the most important thing. It is, because you're the most important thing. Um, but its choice point is choosing. It's choosing, you know, the timeline that's led by fear or a timeline that's led by love. I know it's a timeline, it's a wolf, it could be anything. The point is, choose love. But choose love in a real way. Yeah. And I guess what I want to bring to your attention is every moment, every decision you make, when you pick up the phone, when you leave the house, when you come home tired and your kids, whatever, they have done their thing or they haven't, in every moment that choice point is available. So, and I'm not saying this, I don't want us to feel exhausted by this, but it is just critical. It is just so critical to start practicing it and mindfully choosing. Yeah. Because the rewards, it is everything. It's your happiness, it's your balance, it's your center. And we need you. I need you. You need me to bring our best as we forge ahead to whatever's ahead, but at least we can count on each other. I can count on you and you can count on me to do this. And yes, things are falling apart and we are meant to come together. That's the beautiful thing. Can I say that? That is the beautiful thing. Let all that old fall apart, but we have to come together and claim our true identity, claim all of us, claim that we are nothing less than divinity in motion. And so we're being called to show up stronger, wiser, more open-hearted, more intentional, just more you, more me, because the more I'm me, the easier that I can acknowledge and honor all of you, and vice versa. So if you're on social media, by the way, I'm at Faith Rivera Music everywhere. If you see that I'm not commenting on all the hurt and all the drama, just know that it's not denial and it's not that I don't care. It's me making the choice to acknowledge and honor what is true beyond the appearances. I'm leaning into the world that I want to see. I'm leaning into the person I know myself to be. Even though parts of it still might surprise me, I'm choosing love, togetherness, and joy. So I'm going to Oli, as I'm called, right? The Hawaiian chanting. I'm going to dance like my heart has always wanted to, but I don't know, didn't even think it was possible, but here I am doing my dream dance music video. Yay. I'm going to gather people. I'm going to live my passion. And I know that that's my greatest gift and contribution, to be the brightest light that I can be. And I'm daring you to be the same. I'm inviting you. No, I'm daring you to be the same. So the monks walk for peace. Bad Bunny performed for unity and celebration of this beautiful diversity. I sing and write and dance for love and togetherness. And I can't wait to see what's your unique call. Patricia Cota-Robles, that I had the honor of supporting her World Congress on Illumination for years in sacred vortices around the world. She had always said that the more light that there is on the planet, the more the darkness is exposed. And so just know that when you're feeling like, oh my God, it's looking so bleak, it's only because there's this bright light on it. And these old things that are not truthful, that are not centered in love, are going to fall away. Because as Pam McGregor, this incredible astrologist, says, she says that we can't build a new earth on rotten foundation. I don't know why I'm trying an English accent. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be my daughter, who's the actress. Maybe my husband will erase that. Okay, she says we can't build a new earth on a rotten foundation, which is true. And when I say rotten, I don't mean it in like, I hate it. Oh, it's so bad. I lovingly just say it's outdated. Okay. So can we let this darkness and chaos be the backdrop? Let it be the backdrop to the brightest light of love there has ever been. Let these times trigger the best in you. And you know those movies we watch, I forget what the titles were, but there's these sleeper agents, right? That don't in these movies where they don't really know who they are, but when it's time, they get activated. Well, this is the time. I'm going to hit the button, ink, shine, right? It's time for us to, it's time. It's go time. It's go time. And so I'm honored and I'm excited and I'm grateful. I am beyond hopeful because I know you know. I know you know. Just be you, boo. All of you. All of you. So thank you for being on this cosmic ride. The whole universe is watching us and cheering us on, and I'm cheering you on. If you've liked this episode, please like, subscribe, and share with others that may want to hear this message, that they are a sleeper agent of love. And I'm going to end this show with the dare. I'm going to leave you with this song called Peace Today that I wrote for my album Maluhia. And I wrote this entire album in a few weeks, at least the beginnings of these songs, after asking myself, it was the anniversary of 9/11, maybe 5 years in or 6 years in. And I was like, what can I do? Because I was still seeing, all the hurt and violence out in the world. And so I just wrote these songs. This song is my pledge, is the pledge I took to dedicate my life to being a place where peace can happen, where peace can flow from. So that's the dare, that you make this pledge with me. That's it. Lots of love. A hui ho. Keep shining. Oh, wait, I got to do my thing. Keep flowing. Keep growing. That's a different one. That's a different growing. Keep knowing that you are the light in the darkness. Thank you.
Peace is the promise I make today. There's nothing greater for me to say than to lay down my fears, lay down unhappiness, and surrender to the peace I choose today. Peace is the gift that I give today. No easy shortcut, peace is the way. I will lay down my pride, lay down self-righteousness, and surrender to the peace I choose today. My is the reason we're here today. No accident, we've been called by name, called to lay down